Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Greg, and today I wanted to talk about the planet Mars in association with the day Tuesday. And I'm recording this on a Tuesday. I've been doing that all week, talking about the planets and the days they're associated with. Uh, First I wanted to talk about I'm offering the 25% off Thunder Astrology readings for the month of December. So if you're interested, I'll leave a link below. Just click that on and I'd be happy to help you. So yeah, wanted to talk about Mars, or maybe first I should talk about last night I had this dream. I was in some room. I was standing next to this lady. She was a brunette, pretty, and there was a guy in a little bit in the distance on the other side of a wall talking, and he was talking to her, and for some reason, like, the woman was having a bad reaction. She could tell that this guy was just full of it. He was just talking nonsense. He was full of lies. And I remember her saying, well, not that she said something. She just kind of just had a bad reaction. Like, she clicked her tongue. She's like, "Get out of here." And she said something like, damn, I recorded it on my phone. I don't remember exactly what she said, but it was in a rhythmic way. Oftentimes in my dreams I hear musical rhythms, and sometimes I hear words over the music too, in a melodic kind of a way. But she said something like, "The darkness fall, may the darkness fall." Like, after she went like this, she was like, "May the darkness fall." And it was in a rhythmic way, and behind her too, in my mind, in the dream, I heard music in a rhythmic way. And that when she said that, it was to the beat. And yeah, but that was all that happened. Before she said that too, she grabbed my arm, and then she said something like, "May the darkness fall," like she was like kind of casting him out of there. Then I woke up, and I was like, oh, I still remembered the rhythm that I heard and the words that she said. So I have my phone right next to my bed. I picked it up and I recorded it. That happens to me, not a lot, but it does happen to me, where I get rhythms, sometimes even words, in my dreams, and I record them. And then I work out an entire song out of them. It's a trip. I know one time I had a dream about Jim Morrison, the lead singer of the Doors. He was on the microphone doing some kind of saying something. And there was a band playing music behind him, but I couldn't see them. All I could see was him. There was just a spotlight on him. That was one too that I woke up and I recorded it. So it's trippy. It's like, was I having some communication with somebody? Or is it just my own unconscious coming out? I don't know. But interesting stuff that goes on in dreams. Well, yeah, I wanted to talk about Mars and its association with Tuesday. The English word Tuesday is associated with the god Tu in the Norse mythology, the Northern Europeans. That was I think it was the first god that they worshipped, Tu. And he was associated with the planet Mars, which is associated with war, science, engineering, leadership. Leadership in the sense that it gives fuel for the energy, like self-esteem, to be a leader. Because it's also associated with being a soldier, following orders, not necessarily knowing what's up, but just wanting to go out there and fight, get the job done, just doing what you got to do. But the Teutons, yeah, the Northern Europeans were known as the Teutons by all the tribes around them, and I think it was the Romans too. They started calling them Teutons because they worshipped the god Tu, the god of war. They were known as fierce warriors. And that's where that term came from, the Teutonic tribes and the Teutons. And it's associated with the number 3, since it's the third day of the week, Tuesday. Has to do with will. The number 3 in Vedic astrology: will, energy, power, decision. And we know that Mars is associated with male energy, and it's connected to Venus, which is the female energy. I remember back in the 90s, there was this big old promotion. Some lady or a guy wrote a book called Women Are From Venus, Men Are From Mars. Talking about the relationships and how they think differently or whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. Something like that. I remember it being promoted on television a lot. But yeah, Mars is fuel for our emotions, and that fuel is very energizing in a positive way. It creates excitement in the emotions. In the negative way, the emotions can get violent, turbulent, aggressive, overpowering, and we don't want that. We want excitement, understanding with the Mars energy. We want it balanced with Venus. Venus is the energy that wants to get along, friendly, good vibes. Like when Mars and Venus are together in a sign, especially like fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, that makes the like the sexual energy very, very intense. Being that they're fixed signs, they're very stable and consistent in who they are, people. So when you have those two opposing energies within a sign, it can make a person very, very sexual. Their drive be really strong. It can be overpowering too in the negative sense. So yeah, that's another thing we want. Doesn't necessarily mean you're a victim or a slave to that negative attribute, but since you know about it, now you can take steps to balance it and be aware of it. And it has a lot to do with, in that sense, you could summon up the strength and courage of Mars to help you get over those kinds of things, so it doesn't lead to like misunderstandings, arguments. In a deeper sense, like litigation, lawsuits, all that kind of stuff. So Mars has to do with the wars, machinery, weapons, martial arts. It's associated with your arms, with your muscles. It has to do with machines. And in this society, we see a lot of machines that are built for violence, for overpowering people, domination, controlling the lands, pollution. That's something people don't want to acknowledge, that pollution that a lot of machines cause. This is and the war too, the weapons of mass destruction kind of stuff. It's a lot of off balance going on with the Mars energy on the planet. That's that off balance, that will to dominate. But it gives you energy to develop those weapons. But it doesn't necessarily give you the wisdom in terms of what to do with them in a harmonious type of a way, In the Thunder Wizard tradition, the Mars sits in the thunder wheel in the south, and the south is the fire home, and fire represents energy. Like when you touch fire, you get a little too close. One of those first sounds that people make is that sound, that and that's in the Thunder Wizard tradition, one of his qigong exercises for gathering in the elements, the fire element. One of the ways you gather it in is by saying out loud or silently chanting and one of the effective ways I do it is to do the hand seal for fire, which is touching the two ring fingers and the thumbs and letting the other fingers rest, but then putting this on your navel. And you could stand, or when you sit, you do it like in how he talks about the Hul breath. You have your neck kind of pointing down so the energy doesn't get lodged in your neck, and you face that direction, and you inhale, take deep breaths, and you silently chant or out loud the ha sound. It's most effective when you silently chant it and you slowly breathe out of your mouth and your nose at the same time. He teaches these practices on his channel, the thunderwizard.com channel. I think they're in his playlist, the 5 elemental sounds, or even those live streams that when he talks about free certifications. He teaches these sounds, and gathering in all five elements at one time is really, really powerful. He teaches a certain orders of how to do them. Like one order is a way to get into a really good meditative state. Another way is a good one he calls calling the storm. When you have maybe too much negative energies coming at you from people and you want to just kind of put barriers in front of you, put boundaries. You stop those energies from affecting you. He's got good practices like that. But yeah, that I really recommend those elemental sounds and the hand seals and facing the directions. I talked about the other one in the east, which was this one for the sun, Sundays, facing the east and making the shh sound, doing it the same kind of way. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Mars and its association with Tuesday. So if anybody's interested in getting a Thunder Astrology reading, I'm offering 25% off for December. So I'll talk to y'all later. Tuesday.